Right now across the country, thousands of Australian women are worried sick. They're living with the terrible possibility that a toxic time bomb is ticking away inside their bodies. For the last 10 years, one of the largest manufacturers of breast implants has been involved in a monstrous fraud, filling its products with cheap industrial gels. What makes this scandal so alarming is that no one fully understands the health implications of what's happened. But the signs are certainly not good.
Hello.
Hello, excuse me.
We're here to speak to Mr. Matt.
For 2 months, we've been trying to track down the truth behind the biggest medical scandal in years. A criminal operation that's put industrial-grade silicone into the bodies of women across the world, including thousands of Australians who feel abandoned by their government.
I'm just sick of being sick. It's just awful.
All I want the government to do is to help these women. Just to help. My days feel black. My days just feel black.
Here, Bonnie girl. Here she comes.
Jodie Blake decided she wanted breast implants after breastfeeding 3 children and having a tumour removed. The operation was sold as simple, if expensive. The implants would be made from high-quality, medical-grade silicone. But the truth would be very different.
It's all the way, it is all the way around, the pain. Yeah, it goes all the way through to my shoulder.
A year ago, Jodie began experiencing mysterious symptoms with no apparent cause.
It's horrible to hop out the shower and, clumps of hair, my hair's falling out. Clumps and clumps of hair are falling out. And, it's quite devastating.
But it was only a sign of worse to come. Just before Christmas, news broke of a shocking crime. Jodie and 300,000 other women around the world learned that their breast implants were potentially toxic. Jean-Claude Masse, the owner of French company Poly-Implant Prosthesis, or PIP, confessed to police that he'd been making the implants with industrial-grade chemicals. How do you feel now?
I feel gutted. Absolutely gutted.
Are some days harder than others?
Much harder.
Jodie Blake's not alone.
This is just a small group of us. So it's not just us 13 women, there's hundreds and hundreds of us.
An estimated 6,000 Australian women have PIP implants. We've been in contact with over 300 of them and brought together this group in Brisbane.
A lot of hair loss, a lot of back pain.
Their symptoms are remarkably and alarmingly similar.
There's lots of burning sensation.
I have had a lot of burning and heat coming out of my chest, soreness under my arms.
Thyroid problem.
Night sweats, hair loss, headaches.
Skin irritations, headaches, constantly feeling fatigue.
Tiredness, vomiting.
You don't think that any of you are sort of linking the pain that you're experiencing now to the PIP implants just because this scandal has erupted?
No. We all have PIP implants. We all have the same or similar symptoms. You can't tell me that it's got nothing to do with the implants.
France is where the scandal erupted. It's here more than anywhere else on Earth, where scientists have scrambled to try to discover just how dangerous the PIP implants are. Those same scientists have now delivered a chilling verdict. Is it a crisis?
It is a crisis, yes. Yes, it is a health crisis, clearly.
Professor Laurent Lantieri is one of the world's leading plastic surgeons. He's seeing firsthand the damage the implants are doing. When the PIP scandal broke, the French government turned to him for advice.
We know that it's industrial silicone, let's just remove it. It's common sense.
So you're adamant that any woman who has PIP implants should have them removed?
Absolutely.
The now abandoned PIP factory in La Seine-sur-Mer in the south of France is hiding a terrible, toxic secret. What exactly went into the PIP implants?
Gosh, it looks like they've left in a hurry, doesn't it?
After months of investigation, we've identified several key chemicals: bisolone, siloprene and redorsal, commonly used for rubber tubing, computer components, even mattress filler. Enough for some European governments, leaving nothing to chance, to order all PIP implants be removed and at government expense.
We don't know who's got the good ones and who's got the bad ones, so we've got to treat them all as bad. But I'm going to open it up now, right, so I want to see what's going on.
Eminent plastic surgeons like Britain's Professor James Frame
Right, now it comes.
insist there's no such thing as a safe breast implant when you don't know exactly what's in it.
So did you say you thought it was leaking?
Well, it was sweating. There's no doubt it's sweating. We don't actually know what's in there. Sure, there may be some totally pure implants, but the spectrum runs right the way down to the totally impure, which could be just paraffin. It could be anything that's in there.
But you do believe that any woman who has had these implants should have them removed?
Definitely, without any hesitation.
But the Australian government isn't just hesitating, it's flatly refusing. The medical regulator, the Therapeutic Goods Administration, will not pay for PIP implants to be removed.
What I'm suggesting is that the French government made a panicked response to this.
Australian cosmetic surgeon Dr. Daniel Fleming is advising the TGA on PIP implants.
What I need is evidence, not anecdote, not the opinions of individual plastic surgeons. They may be right, they may not be right.
But you're dismissing the clinical observations of some of the world's leading plastic surgeons.
I'm not dismissing
of their actual patients.
No, I'm not dismissing their observations at all. I'm saying we need to make evidence-based decisions.
What we normally do is do very rigorous testing before we put something in the human body. You're saying, let's do the testing before we take it out.
If removing these implants was a harmless procedure with no medical or healthcare consequences, what you say might be a reasonable proposition, but it isn't.
See, I think what the world sees is that the TGA is playing dice with women's lives.
What an extraordinary statement to make. Australians should be reassured that the TGA is taking this most seriously.
We're like lab rats. So they're sitting back with their microscopes, watching us closely to see what's going to happen to us. When's it going to be classed as too late?
It's not what I would want in me, that's for sure.
And adding to the anxiety of Australian women, plastic surgeons are reporting that PIP implants are actually rupturing inside women's bodies in alarming numbers.
So you actually have a ruptured implant, is that correct?
On the right side.
How do you feel knowing that you have a gel inside your body that is industrial grade?
Sick, scared, frightened as to what effects it might have on my health down the track.
And you've been breastfeeding?
I was, yeah.
Do you worry that you've harmed your baby?
Yes, all the time. Sorry.
When I first became aware that I had a rupture, I felt utterly sick. I started crying.
Jodie Blake has now discovered that she too has a ruptured implant, and no one can tell her just what industrial chemicals may be leaking into her body. All she is being told is that the government won't pay the $10,000 that the operation will cost.
What are they waiting for? Are they waiting for somebody to die?
It's been a rough couple of years though, hasn't it?
Unprepared to wait, she's paying for it herself.
I'm very nervous. I'm very nervous.
It'll be fine, you know. It'll be fine.
It's a straightforward operation. First to be removed is Jodie's intact implant from her right breast. Then it's her left breast, where the implant has ruptured.
And you can see the ruptured implant coming out.
Oh, so that's just free silicone?
Yes, so it's outside the shell.
It's shocking to think that this gel, which we know so little about, was floating around inside Jodie's body for months, and there are thousands of women around the world who still have this inside of them. Here is an implant that has ruptured. I mean, look at that. And we'll just touch it.
What's your point? To try and pretend that this, showing this implant, squeezing it, saying it's sticky, is some kind of evidence, is exactly the kind of anecdotal nonsense which has the risk of leading to tens of thousands of women having surgery which may not be indicated. We need better evidence than this.
The difference is, if that was any other implant, I would know that what was in it was medical grade silicone. I have no idea what's in that.
That's exactly why we need to do the tests that we have been doing. We need to continue to do the tests to see if the non-medical grade silicone has any health consequences.
Common sense would suggest that having a product that is used to make computer equipment, to fill mattresses, does not belong in the human body.
It doesn't belong in the human body, but that doesn't mean necessarily that it's harmful to the human body, and that's why we need to do the tests.
In the end, only the man who owned PIP, Jean-Claude Masse, really knows what he put into his tainted implants. We went to his mansion in the French Riviera, where Masse is on bail awaiting trial, to put the question straight to him.
Hello.
Hello, excuse me.
We're here to speak to Mr. Masse.
Masse's son, who was also a director of PIP, wasn't talking.
He's not here. He's not here. Please. We have heard he is here. If he's got nothing to hide, why won't he come and talk to us? What? Sit back up.
Quoi?
Really?
Allez, tu vas mettre dans ça, oui. Get away.
We're talking about an implant that's now the centre of a criminal fraud investigation. Do you accept that we're not talking about a normal breast implant here?
No, we're not talking about a normal breast implant. There's no question that in some of the PIP implants, gel was used which was not the authorised gel. And that's a very bad thing. It's a very worrying thing. And we need to get to the bottom of whether or not that has health consequences for patients.
Can you see at some point that the TGA will change its mind and that the PIP implants could be removed?
If the evidence changes, most certainly the TGA will change its mind, and that would be quite appropriate.
I spent endless nights crying my eyes out, wondering how I would deal with this. After I had my implants taken out, my health was so much better. I had been very sick. As soon as I had the implants out, it was good.
What further proof do you get?
But unable to afford the operation, many Australian women have no option but to wait as the experts bicker. And that's taking an extraordinary toll.
Cherie, are you okay?
Do you want a break? Cherie has a son. She wants to be there for him. She's a sole parent. Do you know what I mean? She cannot afford to have them out. It's up to the TGA to help them get them out. Simple as that.
They have let thousands of women down. They know it. They need to stand up, put their hand up and say, yes, we failed you.
The Australian government has shifted some ground this weekend by announcing that Medicare will subsidise scans of PIP implants to assess if they're ruptured. Meanwhile, in Europe, they've already begun removing thousands of the implants at government expense. Medical authorities there stress that the risk of leaving them in far outweighs the risk of taking them out. And for more on our investigation, go to our website 60minutes.9msn.com.au.
Hello, I'm Adam Hegarty. Thanks for watching 60 Minutes Australia. Subscribe to our channel now for brand new stories and exclusive clips every week. And don't miss out on our extra minute segments and full episodes of 60 Minutes on 9now.com.au and the 9Now app.